The story begins in Osaka, Japan. A pink ice cream car was heading somewhere. In the car, a woman was getting ready with her weapons. This woman's name is Kate, and at that time, she was accompanied by a man named Varric. Kate got a mission to finish off officers of a powerful Yakuza syndicate in Japan. Before Kate started her mission, Varric gave her a bottle of lemonade soft drink, and it's Kate's favorite. When Kate arrived at the location, she immediately got out of the car, and she immediately faced two guards there. Then, when the guards were careless, Kate quickly finished them off. After that, Kate looked for a perfect place to shoot. Not long after that, Kate saw one of her targets get out of the car, and she was ready to wait for the signal from Varric to execute her target. But unexpectedly, the target turned out to be with his daughter, Ani. Even though she was known as the best sniper, Kate would not kill in front of children. However, Varric continued to urge Kate, so she was forced to shoot her target. Meanwhile, from the next car, there was another target named Kojima. He was the leader of the Yakuza gangsters and the older brother of the person who had previously been killed by Kate. Kojima felt that his life was also threatened, so he decided to leave the place and left his niece at that place. Kate saw Annie crying hysterically in front of her father's body, was very sorry for her actions, and decided to postpone her mission. 10 months later in Tokyo, Kate was jogging at night and she accidentally saw a happy family. Here Kate thought about retiring from this terrible job. Then she discussed her decision with Varric, giving the reason that she wanted to have a normal life, just like other people out there. But Varric suspected that the incident 10 months ago in Osaka was the main reason that made Kate want to retire. One night, Kate was enjoying a bottle of wine at a hotel bar where she was staying. Suddenly, a man came to ask her to talk and get acquainted. This man was named Stephen, and in their first meeting, they liked each other and finally made out. Shortly, when Stephen was in the bathroom, Kate saw Stephen's identity card and tried to remember his address in Shibuya. Not long after, Kate got a message to immediately complete her mission to kill Kojima at exactly 11 p.m. at Roppongi Tower. Long story short, Kate had arrived at Roppongi Tower and immediately prepared to shoot the target. When the main target began to appear, Kate suddenly experienced a headache that was so severe that the shot didn't work and only hit Kojima's hand. After that, Kate decided to leave the building because her headache was getting worse. And when Kate was driving fast, she lost consciousness so that the car she was driving had an accident. After that, Kate was immersed in her past, which told her as an orphan girl and had been trained by Varric since childhood to become a strong woman. Sometime later, Kate woke up and she was already in the hospital. It turned out that Stephen had put polonium in a glass of wine that Kate drank. Kate still remembers the address where Stephen lives. Therefore, she planned to come to him for revenge. Kate threatened a doctor to give her a stimulant serum that can make her survive the effects of poison in her body. Without thinking long, Kate went to see Stephen. Here, after being threatened, Stephen said the person who sent him was a nightclub manager, Kazuo Sato, a subordinate of Kate's last target, Kojima. After that, Kate decided to return to headquarters to report this incident to Varric. Here, Kate asked about someone named Kazuo Sato. However, Varric only has a little information that recently they often gather in a place called the Black Lizard. Then, before starting her revenge action, Kate stopped by a mini-market to buy a flashlight and sponge as a silencer on the gun. Finally, Kate arrived at a place called Black Lizard, and she immediately shot one of the Yakuza members who was gathered there. When Kate tried to shoot this man, she actually ran out of bullets, so a fight ensued. Then, after killing all the Yakuza alone in that place, there was only one Yakuza left. And from that person, Kate got information that Kojima's niece, Ani, must know where Kojima was. The man also told Kate about Annie's current location, and she was watching a concert. Shortly, Kate had arrived at the concert, and she saw the girl while she carried out her mission in Osaka. Kate immediately suspected that the girl was Ani. Outside, Kate immediately told Annie to call Kojima, but she didn't have her uncle's number. Then, Ani told Kate if she wanted to meet Kojima, Kate could come to Kojima's advisor named Renji. So Kate asked Ani to contact him, and when Ani was on the phone with Renji, Kate grabbed Annie's cell phone and said that she was currently kidnapping Annie. Kate asked Renji to come to the Murakoa market in an hour. After that, Kate took Ani to the toilet and she decided to change her appearance by cutting her own hair. Before meeting Renji, Kate mocked Ani in the toilet. Meanwhile, in another place, a person named Renji sent his man named Shinzo to free Ani, who was being kidnapped by Kate. Shortly, Kate and Shinzo met. There, Kate asked Shizo about Kojima's whereabouts. On the other hand, Ani tried to remove the duct tape that was binding her. But here, Shinzo actually intended to kill her. After that, Kate immediately left the place. However, Ani kept following her, and this made Kate remember her past as an orphan. In the end, Kate took Ani away with her. Then, Ani also gained information about Renji's whereabouts. She said that currently, Renji was taking the place of his father, who was shot dead in Osaka. Here, Ani didn't know that the person who killed her father was Kate. Then, Ani invited Kate to go see Renji's boyfriend, Jirjima. Arriving at the place, Kate and Ani worked together so that Kate could sneak into the place. Finally, Ani could meet with Jirjima, and not long after, Kate came. Ani, who was splashed with Jirjima's blood stain, suddenly remembered her past when her father was killed in Osaka. Then, Ani and Kate looked for clues in the room to find Renji's whereabouts. At this point, Ani managed to find the route that Renji would take via GPS connected to Jirjima's cell phone. After finding out the route that Renji would take, Ani immediately stopped Renji's car. Then, Kate asked Renji where Kojima currently was. Renji said that he didn't know where Kojima was, but he also said that when Kojima disappeared, Kojima said that he was among the family. After that, Ani took Kate to where Kojima was. Kate then called Varric to tell him that she already knew Kojima's current whereabouts, and she asked Varric to find her body. While on the way, Ani continued to encourage Kate, whose physical condition was getting worse. When they got there, Kate told Ani to go and forget all the events she experienced today. Kate thought that Ani could still live a normal life, just like other kids her age. And after they separated, Kate's condition was getting worse, and before starting her action, she injected stimulants into her body. In the end, Kate managed to meet Kojima. Here, Kojima said that Kate was only being used as a mean by someone, and that the incident in Osaka was not Kate's fault. That's because there was a power struggle in the Yakuza. In their conversation, it was revealed that Renji was very obsessed with controlling the Yakuza. He asked Varric for help so that his plan would run smoothly, and Varric used Kate so that Renji could achieve his goal. At the same time, Varric had arrived at that place. Varric met Ani, and then they were talking. And not long after that, a gunshot was heard. Then, Kate came out to meet Ani. Here, it was revealed that Varric told Ani that it was Kate who killed her father when she was in Osaka. Meanwhile, Kate was still conscious. Then she remembered everything about her past. Then, Kojima came and gave her the stimulant which fell inside the room. In another place, Varric took Ani to a place where Renji was already there. Varric blamed Renji for poisoning Kate without asking his permission. Renji reasons that he did all this because after Annie's father died, he was under close supervision, so he panicked and was afraid that his plans would be exposed. On the other hand, Kate and Kojima were seen in the car and were going to pick Annie up. Here, Kojima took out a bottle of lemonade, Kate's favorite. When Kate arrived at her destination, she entered with all of Kojima's subordinates. On the other side, Varric knew Kate was coming, so he told Renji to take care of Kojima. After that, Kojima came to Renji. In the end, Kate managed to find Annie, who was being held hostage by Varric. Here, Varric said that Kate was a necessary part of the system created and controlled by him, so that Kate felt that her life is not her own. Now, when Kate was dying, she apologized to Ani, and finally, Annie forgave her, and then Kate slowly closed her eyes.